Well, this video is going to piss a lot of people off. Now, yes, you read the title correctly, and before you run off to the comments and start to hate, insult, whatever, if you want to do that, go for it. The comments are right there. You can write whatever you want. But take a second to hear me out.
Daddy, chill.
It's time to be honest with ourselves. The game itself doesn't suck. The base, the build, everything about the game is actually quite good. The direction of the game is what's starting to suck right now.
What did you say?
So what am I talking about? Well, the housing system sucks. Combat is slowly being made to be very old, outdated, and also boring to play. The user interface is one of the worst looking user interfaces in the past few years, at least. If we compare it to games that came out maybe in 2010 when Rome Reborn came out, then sure, maybe it holds up. But nowadays, no. The gearing system is outdated, it's unfriendly, it sucks. It's just, I'm sorry, but if I want to have multiple jobs on the same character, I have to wait a minimum of 8 weeks before I can start to gear another job, even though the game heavily advocates for you to make multiple jobs on the same character. And to create an alt, you'd have to play through the entire story again just to get to a point where you can raid with people. And look, the story is great and everything, but it's not good enough for me that I don't want to play it again, through it again.
Bottom line, not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
And I know there is a fix for that, but that involves taking out the old... And we all know how we feel about that.
I'm broke. Money zero. Send donations.
Accessibility for people with disabilities and sight issues really sucks right now. Square Enix is taking the time and dedication to make classes accessible by making them dumb to play, and not taking the time to actually make the game accessible for people with disabilities, such as poor sight, epilepsy, hearing issues. There are lots of issues that people with actual disabilities have brought up to Square Enix that are fixed by a lot of mods right now, but you're not allowed to use them. And the cherry on the cake is that Square Enix, instead of protecting their content creators, are actively promoting a mob mentality by banning content creators who are being mass reported by trolls for having simple user interface mods. There's a lot of frustration going on right now, and I know the forums are usually negative, but lately they have been a bit more negative than usual. A lot of players that I play with, a lot of people that I speak to even, and myself included, feeling very frustrated with the game. With Square Enix making changes that benefit players that don't even touch high-end content, like dumbing down healers so that they're one-button spam, or removing abilities and core gameplay mechanics that make a job fun, all to make it easier to play for people that don't play it or don't even use most of the buttons on there and still manage to clear most of the content, because most of the base content is easy. Yes, I am a samurai man, and yes, I am salty about the Hisatsu Kaiten, Hisatsu Seigen, Tenkagoken being circular AoE, Midare being hitting like a wet noodle. All of these changes I have been frustrated with for a long time, but I've been patient because Square Enix have said, try it, provide feedback, be nice, and we will respond. And after a few months of trying it, providing feedback, not just me, but a lot of other samurai minds provided feedback, what did Square Enix do with our feedback? In 6.2, in the patch notes, they introduce a quality of life change that Dragoon mains have been asking for a few weeks. And they completely ignored samurai. So essentially, Square Enix was dragging us along through the shit with false hope and telling us that they will listen to feedback and that they would at least acknowledge it. But did they? But this isn't even the beginning of it. This didn't start with samurai, this started way back with healers. When healers were being dumbed down to one-button spam jobs, and healer mains were asking, they continued to ask, and I remember one live letter, Yoshipi was asked when they would make healer gameplay more fun and engaging, and his response was, if you think healing is boring, go and play Ultimate as a healer. Which reminded me of this legendary clip.
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones.
Which is quite confusing, because Square Enix, especially Yoshi, has always been known for listening to player feedback. So this trend of ignoring the long-term player base who will continue to subscribe and pay your sub money to continue to play the game, you're trashing all over them in favor of making the gameplay of the game appealing to people who will play it for a month or two and then leave. It's not like if you add a few more buttons to the healer role, or if you revert Samurai to what it was, the casuals will stop playing. No, they won't stop playing. They want to keep playing. They will want to keep playing because they don't even touch the content that these buttons are relevant to. Like, all it takes is for you to go through Duty Finder dungeon and see that none of these casuals even know what most of their buttons do. I mean, we all know of the free cure healer, but all of that didn't make me feel frustrated with this game. It didn't make me feel like this game sucked yet. While it would suck for me as a player, as a content creator, I still wanted to create content for this game. That was until recent events occurred. If you guys remember back when Dragon Song Ultimate was released, Yoshi P released a letter reiterating the blanket ban on all mods, completely ignoring the fact that some of us needed the mods to be able to see the game that we're playing. Things like the cooldown on spells on hotbar being incredibly small to see, which thank God they fixed that now. It only took them about 4 months to add in that one quality of life update. When are you going to add the rest?
It's been 84 years.
But this ban doesn't affect the average player, because Yoshi P has this policy of if we can't see it, we won't enforce it, which is fine for the average player, but as a content creator, that means I have to put up with how shit this game looks and feels to play just to create content for the player base, because otherwise I have to be worried about trolls, mass reporting, and then I get banned for it because you don't protect your content creators. And do you know how I know you don't protect your content creators? It wasn't just those 2 guys that got banned mid DSR prog for a few days. That was, I mean, they were pretty much unknown players at the time on unknown streamers. No. We had known streamers. Haru Hisatsu, who got banned for 10 days for streaming with a UI mod.
It's tapping kind of slow, man.
Dude, I'm scared. What if you're like getting banned right now and this is gonna be?
Oh, it's the UI mods, man! Damn it!
Dude, I've never met this guy, guys. All right, I'm just gonna BRB real quick. Let me just hide my
A
screen.
Twitch video being brought to our attention, which showed the UI modifications in use.
But it was something that does not affect the gameplay, it doesn't change it, it doesn't cheat, it doesn't do anything. In fact, it makes the game more appealing to other people who will come to watch the game. There's a reason why people use them. It's because they make the game look fun to play. Now people will say just stream without them, just make content without them. Sure, I tried streaming the Weapons Refrain Ultimate. I had a good sizable chat. This was before the DSR prog, so I had mods and I was using them and I could see, I was interacting with chat and I could see the hotbar. I was moving my camera around, no problems at all. When the blanket ban came, I stopped streaming with mods because obviously I was worried that I'd get banned. Now, what did that do? Instead of making the stream fun and interactive, where I interacted with my chat while doing the Ultimate and actually making jokes and reading the chat and making everyone feel welcome, I was miserable because I was staring at my crossbar because I kept breaking GCD because for some ridiculous reason I can't unbind right click as select, so I kept selecting party members and using my abilities thinking I was still attacking the boss. It was just those little things that add up, and when these little annoyances add up, they make one frustrated with the game. So with that misery, I stopped streaming. I stopped making videos, even though my last video did quite well. I stopped playing Final Fantasy XIV, which put me in a bit of a depressive slump. Because I wanted to make content, I wanted to make videos. Because I enjoy making videos, and I want to keep continuing to create. The only people who seemed to be getting banned were content creators and raiders who actually advertised this game properly. Square Enix didn't do anything to the players that hired a billboard, used data mine cosmetics, which specifically asked not to do, very obvious modding. They used the Final Fantasy XIV IP and they put it on that billboard for the world to see just how much the Final Fantasy XIV community was made up of degenerates. And you didn't even say anything about it. None of them got banned even though you knew exactly who they were. None of them got even a warning, nothing. Whereas raiders and content creators have to watch their backs whenever a mob decides to report them for no reason. So with all that, as a player, I didn't want to play the game anymore because I was worried if I invested time in another job that I would enjoy, what would happen if that job got gutted again, like Samurai? And as a content creator, I don't want to create content for a game I know I'm not protected in. I know that the developers don't give two shits about. So what's the point? So that's the video, basically. If Square Enix want to take action and they want to actually retain their content creators, because believe me, the day an MMO comes out where they value their content creators and the gameplay is actually fun, you will see a huge decline in players. You'll still keep the ERPers, but you'll lose a lot of the people who play the game for what it is, as in combat, the social systems, the gearing systems. You'll lose those players and you'll lose the content creators as well. But as much as I love Final Fantasy XIV, I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole right now. So that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, you can dislike. I really couldn't care less, whatever you want to do. And if you agreed or disagreed, leave a comment and tell me why. Maybe you enjoy the game for other reasons. Maybe you don't enjoy the game for other reasons too. I'd like to hear your input. The other really quick thing I wanted to make, really quick announcement, is that I'll be streaming again, start streaming again, every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's UK time, and I'm saying UK time because I know the time's going to change, so I don't want to get a set time now and then some countries it changes, some it doesn't. So just Google UK time and you'll find what 6:30 p.m. will be in your time zone. But yeah, so 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday and Thursdays, that'll be our streams. I'm also going to be uploading a video hopefully once a week. I'm not sure what day we're going to be doing that, but maybe even more than once a week. We'll see how it goes with the streaming and again, because I'm quite excited to restart my streaming again. That's going to be fun. So we'll see that. Obviously, follow me on Twitter. Links for everything will be come up on the video in the description. So Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. That's where I'll be streaming again. Twitch.tv/Minmaro. And yeah, I will hopefully see you there soon. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.